By the spring of 1865, the Confederacy was dying. Its armies were starving. Its cities lay in ruins, and its people, once defiant, now whispered of surrender. For 4 long years, Robert E. Lee had defied the odds, outnumbered, outgunned, yet never broken. But even his brilliance could not change the truth. The South was running out of everything. The Union's grip was tightening. Grant's army surrounded Petersburg, the final line of defense before the Confederate capital, Richmond, Virginia. For months, the two sides dug into trenches, locked in a siege that looked more like the wars of the next century than those of the last. Inside Richmond, the situation was desperate. Food was scarce. Inflation was rampant. Civilians lived in fear of the coming storm. President Jefferson Davis refused to surrender, still hoping for a miracle that would never come. Then, on April 2, 1865, Grant launched his final assault. Union troops broke through the Confederate lines at Petersburg. Lee's army, bleeding and exhausted, began to retreat west, hoping to regroup, perhaps link up with other forces. But everyone knew it was over. That night, word reached Richmond. Davis and his government fled the city, and before they left, Confederate troops set fire to the warehouses to keep supplies from falling into Union hands. The flames spread quickly. By morning, Richmond was burning. The sky turned black with smoke as the Confederate capital, once the proud heart of the rebellion, collapsed in on itself. When Union troops entered the next day, they found a city in ashes. But they were not met with cheers or hatred, only silence. The war had burned too long for celebration. On April 4th, President Abraham Lincoln himself walked the streets of Richmond, escorted by only a handful of sailors. Freed slaves crowded around him, some kneeling, some weeping. Lincoln told them softly, "Don't kneel to me, you must kneel only to God, and thank Him for your freedom." It was a moment heavy with history. The man who had freed the enslaved, standing in the capital of the rebellion that fought to preserve it. For Lee, there was nowhere left to go. Grant pursued him west toward Appomattox courthouse. The final meeting between two soldiers, one exhausted, one resolute, would end the bloodiest chapter in American history. But that is a story for the next episode. The fire had come to Richmond, and with it the Confederacy's last light had gone out.